More and more young people in Arizona, including teenagers, are dying suddenly because of the synthetic drug fentanyl.
The Arizona Department of Public Health tracks opioid and fentanyl overdose deaths, and the numbers skyrocketed during 2020. For 6 consecutive months last year, there were more than 200 fentanyl-related deaths per month.
In Yavapai County, fentanyl-related deaths quadrupled, and last year, fentanyl took the lives of 5 kids. Fox 10's Nicole Garcia has this special report.
Hannah Cupp was 17 years old. She had a loving family, a job, and plans to go to cosmetology school. But her life ended suddenly on March 22, 2020. It was a Saturday. Her family thought she was just sleeping in. Hannah's younger sister went into her bedroom to wake her up, but something was wrong.
So she put our dog at the end of Hannah's bed, and our dog went immediately up to Hannah and immediately walked away. I went in there to touch her shoulder, and she was really, like I said, cold and hard. And I touched her shoulder, and I just happened to notice that there was, stuff coming out of her nose on the pillow and blood. When I seen the blood, I went running to Mike.
The coroner ruled Hannah had died overnight after ingesting fentanyl.
She passed from what was equal to about 3 grains of salt of synthetic fentanyl that she touched on a Percocet pill.
Hannah was one of 5 kids in this community that died last year because of fentanyl. The number of fentanyl deaths in Yavapai County went from 9 in 2019 to 40 in 2020, a deadly spike unlike any other drug before.
Not to this magnitude, we haven't. And the other really unusual circumstance that we're seeing is that teenagers are dying. In our county, we've had 9 teenagers who have died of a fentanyl overdose death. 5 of them in 2020. The thing that's unusual about these fentanyl deaths is that they're oftentimes good kids that might be dabbling in drugs a little bit, but they have no idea that they're taking this dangerous fentanyl pill, that one pill can kill them. And so that's very much an unusual situation for us.
A tiny amount of fentanyl could be potentially fatal. When DEA officials handle fentanyl seizures, they wear hazmat suits and work under a hood with special ventilation so as not to touch or breathe in the drug.
Anywhere from 50 to 100 times more powerful than heroin, but it's packaged in a way in these tablets to where it seems fairly innocent.
The Partners Against Narcotic Trafficking Task Force has seen an influx of fentanyl-laced pills in their community. Sergeant Winfrey says fentanyl is on track to become the #1 killer when it comes to drug overdoses in Yavapai County.
It's completely different in that one pill can kill, and it has, as we've seen that with Hannah.
As Hannah's parents traced her steps before her sudden death, they suspect her insecurities, along with a new boyfriend, may have been factors.
I think she was vulnerable. I think she was weak, and this young man had preyed on that.
I know that kids are feeling stressed, they're feeling lonely, and I definitely think that it's had an effect on the opioid epidemic.
Like many adults, she says, kids turn to pills to help them feel better. Matt Force is a community organization aimed at preventing substance abuse. Organizers have looked into each of the recent teenage fentanyl deaths and have found a pattern.
I tell all parents they need to monitor their kids' social media and they need to be aware of what's going on, because we've identified cases where they're getting the pills through Instagram and other social media sites.
Be aware of your kids' online activities. Look at their Snapchats. Check their rooms. Because it could be a fatal mistake not doing that.
Fentanyl-laced pills come in many different colors and shapes.
People commonly refer to the blue M30 pills as blues. In text messages, they'll send a blue M&M, or they'll call it perks or M30s.
As kids in this small community continue to see their peers die from fentanyl, Sergeant Winfrey says some have become proactive in turning in local dealers.
The kids in the area are furious and they're demanding change, and they are putting it out on social media, and they're calling silent witness, and they're giving us the information that we need to make the arrests.
As for Hannah's family, they've become proactive too. They hope their loss will bring awareness to other parents and prevent another child from dying of fentanyl.
We felt we did everything we could correctly as a loving family. She's supposed to be here in this house with us right now, and she's not.
In Prescott Valley, I'm Nicole Garcia, Fox 10 News.
If you or someone you know needs help with opioid addiction, there is help out there, including from the Arizona Department of Health. We've posted the information and the phone numbers on our website, fox10phoenix.com.